Hello, everyone. When we embarked upon the task of planning tomorrow's parishes, our ultimate goal was and still remains to initiate a full renewal within the Diocese of Saginaw. The foundation of this renewal is based upon the strength and vigor of parish life. The hope of our future depends upon a church renewed, in which every person, young or old, is fully committed to a new evangelization, a re-evangelization. To engage this task, we need to reposition our dioceses and parishes, and our priests, deacons, seminarians, religious, lay ministers, indeed the entire faithful, myself included, need to be vibrant agents for this new evangelization. The logical starting point was to address the organization of our parishes. Planning tomorrow's parishes included more than just a review of buildings, finances, demographics, and personnel. Parish communities were asked to honestly assess their effectiveness in meeting the spiritual and pastoral needs of the church and the people they serve. In doing so, parishioners identified many areas, some with great specificity, which required attention and, in some cases, an entirely new approach. To meet these needs, parish restructuring is essential. Last month, I made public my decisions regarding this restructuring. The reaction of our people to these decisions has been mixed. People have written to thank me, congratulate me, and support me. Some have told me where I went wrong and how difficult or even impossible this transition will be, although they promise to cooperate in order to make it work. Still others have expressed their disagreement and even resistance to one aspect or another of my decisions. Yet the status quo is simply not possible. I want to reiterate with full sincerity what I have said before. I deeply respect the history, devotion, and commitment of our parishes and their parishioners. This relationship is what parishes are all about, and a source of strength for the broader diocesan family. Nevertheless, it is essential to keep in mind that our work as a church is that of evangelization. We are called to do the work of Jesus Christ to the best of our abilities, whatever the structures and resources at our disposal. We must move forward. We must turn to the next phase of our work, that of implementation. And we must commit ourselves to the renewal of all parish communities, old and new. I had asked that the passage from St. Paul's letter to the Ephesians be proclaimed prior to my presentation. Although addressed to the people of Ephesus, it is widely acknowledged that Paul meant his message for the universal church. Paul emphasizes the need for unity in the Church of Christ as a means of accomplishing the mission of Jesus in the world. He issued a plea that our behavior in thought, word, and deed be worthy of this holy calling. We must conduct ourselves with perfect humility, meekness, and patience, bearing with one another lovingly. Why? So that every effort is made to preserve unity, which has the Spirit as its origin and peace as its binding force. While differing concepts, ideas, and opinions are part of any process of discernment, all our work must be grounded in love. If he were here today, St. Paul would remind us that love is always patient and kind. This is not easy in times of change. And Paul might also remind us, in this next phase of implementation that there's no room for jealousy, boasting, conceit, rudeness, selfishness, or resentment. Restructuring parishes is not an end in itself. From the outset, we knew that the preeminent goal of planning tomorrow's parishes was to reinvigorate and strengthen each parish and the diocese as a whole to more effectively engage the varied responsibilities of church ministry. I outlined many of these ministries in my pastoral letter, A Future Full of Hope. I would strongly suggest that you read my pastoral letter or reread it if you have already done so. Among those ministries outlined were Catholic education and formation for young people and adults, increased Mass attendance and more inspirational liturgies, outreach to the poor, just to name a few. The sooner we implement the parish structural changes, the sooner we can concentrate on our ministries. The sooner parishes and cohorts apply themselves to practical tasks, the sooner parishioners will move forward in embracing the reconfigured parish entities. For example, 3 merging parishes may have previously identified the need for a stronger and more effective religious education program. It was a struggle and only slightly effective doing it on their own. As soon as possible, these directors and teachers should begin meeting to devise a unified program that, 1, appropriately involves teachers and volunteers from each parish, and 2, makes it possible to offer a stronger program for more students. Likewise, liturgical committees should work together to form a unified program which appropriately involves planners, musicians, cantors, lectors, altar servers, and others from each parish in order to enhance the liturgical experience of all the parishioners, young and old. Keep in mind, each parish has special needs and gifts. And while there is much to do, it cannot all be done at once. Parishes should prioritize these tasks, addressing 1 or 2 at a time. Remember, taking action does not have to wait until everyone has fully embraced the newly formed parish community. On the contrary, taking action and making progress will help parishioners to see the blessing and benefit of a new and more widely diverse parish family. May I also strongly caution against any attempt in word, action, or inference that one parish is simply incorporated into another. Where mergers occur, pastors, pastoral administrators, and all parish leaders must clearly demonstrate that a completely new parish has been formed with every parishioner on equal footing, no matter which church serves as the parish church or a church for additional or occasional use. Linking and partnering parishes must be equally prepared to welcome and invite. In marriage, one partner does not dominate the other. They form a new, singular community of life and love. This must be the model for our parishes. Let me conclude by expressing my sincere appreciation, first to the priests and pastoral administrators who have so faithfully led the way in this planning process. I also acknowledge our partnership with the Reed Group, who will continue to guide us during implementation. And in a special way, I wish to thank all of you who have committed yourselves to serve on the parish implementation teams. I know that some of you previously served so well on the parish and cohort teams. I understand the commitment of time and talent this new responsibility will demand of you. I can only assure you that the work you are about to do is essential in furthering the sacred mission of the Diocese of Saginaw. You have my deepest gratitude and prayerful support. You make possible the hope of our future. God love you.